Banned books refer to texts that have been officially prohibited or restricted by governments, institutions, or authorities. This can be due to various reasons, such as content deemed offensive, controversial, or contrary to societal norms or political agendas. Book banning entails the removal, suppression, or restriction of access to certain books or written materials. The history of book banning and censorship spans centuries and cultures. It has been used as a tool to control information, suppress dissent, or enforce certain ideologies throughout different periods. Various reasons have led to book banning, including political, religious, moral, or societal concerns. Books encounter bans for a multitude of reasons, often reflecting contrasting perspectives and values. One primary rationale is offensive content, encompassing explicit language, sexual themes, or graphic violence. Those in favor of bans argue that these materials are unsuitable, particularly for younger readers, and advocate for restricting access to protect audiences from potentially objectionable content. Another common cause for banning revolves around challenging of religious or moral beliefs. Additionally, books featuring LGBTQ+ themes or characters sometimes encounter bans due to the objections over perceived inappropriate content or conflicting with specific cultural or moral values. Violent and disturbing imagery within books can also lead to challenges, especially when targeted at younger audiences. Concerns about desensitizing or traumatizing readers prompt objections and calls for restrictions. Cultural sensitivities, encouraging undesirable behavior, and concerns about potential offense or disrespect to particular communities round out the multifaceted reasons behind book bans. 1984 by George Orwell was banned in several countries during the mid-20th century due to its portrayal of totalitarian regimes and criticism of political power. Governments under authoritarian rule, such as the Soviet Union and countries in Eastern Europe, prohibited its publication, fearing that it might provoke dissent or challenge their authority. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee has faced bans and challenges in various schools and libraries in the United States due to its themes of racial injustice, use of racial slurs, and discussions of rape. Some opponents argued that its content was inappropriate for young readers or could cause discomfort due to its portrayal of racial issues. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher has been banned and challenged in many schools. This is due to the suicide controversy, explicit content, concerns about influence on young readers, and parental objections. Current societal norms and values play a significant role in determining which books face bans or challenges. Here's how they influence these decisions. Shifting moral standards. Our societal norms regarding what it is considered acceptable or objectionable in literature evolve over time. What might have been acceptable in the past could be seen as offensive or inappropriate today. Cultural sensitivities regarding race, gender, sexuality, religion, and other sensitive topics influence perceptions of literature. Books that are deemed insensitive or offensive toward certain groups or communities may face challenges or bans due to heightened awareness and advocacy for inclusivity and respect. With increasing awareness and advocacy for marginalized communities, there's a growing demand for diverse representation in literature. Works that are seen as perpetuating stereotypes or marginalizing certain groups might face objections and call for bans due to their perceived negative impact on societal perceptions and attitudes. For discussions on mental health and well-being, these discussions about mental health awareness and the portrayal of sensitive topics like suicide, self-harm, or trauma have influenced the scrutiny of books. Some works are challenged due to concerns about their potential impact on readers' mental health or their portrayal of these issues without proper sensitivity or content. Educational norms and values also impact decisions regarding banned books, particularly in school curricula. Schools often face challenges to certain books based on perceived suitability for certain age groups or alignment with educational goals and values. The accessibility of information and discussions through technology and social media has influenced societal perceptions as well. Changes in political landscapes or societal ideologies can influence attitudes towards certain literature as well. There are 7 different themes that make up 13 Reasons Why by G. Asher. These themes are suicide, bullying, mental health, responsibility and accountability, guilt and blame, communication and connection, and effects of trauma. There are many characters in this book, but the 3 main ones are Clay Jensen, Hannah Baker, and Tony Padilla. 13 Reasons Why delves into the aftermath of high school student Hannah Baker's suicide through a series of cassette tapes she leaves behind. In these tapes, Hannah chronicles the 13 reasons that led to her taking her own life. These include personal tragedies and the intricate web of events that contributed to Hannah's heartbreaking decision. As discussed in class, democracy is a way of life that guarantees that everyone has agency, rights, freedom, and choice. It is best achieved by the respectful collaboration and mutuality of a group of informed and engaged citizens. Democracy is an essential method for making collective decisions where power is vested in the people to ensure liberty, safety, justice, and a sense of value. A strong democracy relies on the promotion of social justice, and both are sustained and strengthened through education that instills democratic values, promotes inclusivity, and empowers individuals to actively participate in shaping a fair and equitable society. As teachers, we are creating informed citizens with critical thinking skills. These students will also have empathy and understanding. By integrating these principles into the educational framework, democratic education not only equips individuals with academic knowledge, but also empowers them to become active, engaged, and responsible members of society. It prepares them to navigate complex social issues, contribute meaningfully to democratic processes, and work towards a more just and equitable society. Exposure to diverse perspectives can contribute to a well-rounded education and the advancement of justice and democracy in the larger society. Exposure to diverse viewpoints encourages critical thinking and broadens understanding. It allows individuals to consider multiple angles of an issue, challenge their own assumptions, and develop more nuanced and informed opinions. This process fosters intellectual growth and helps individuals navigate complexities in a more comprehensive manner. Engaging with diverse perspectives promotes empathy and tolerance. By understanding different viewpoints, individuals gain insight into the experiences, beliefs, and values of others. Exposure to controversial perspectives encourages dialogue and debate. It creates opportunities for constructive discussions where differing opinions can be aired, examined, and debated openly. Unfettered access to a wide range of books representing diverse perspectives is crucial for education and democracy for several compelling reasons, including critical thinking and understanding, promotion of empathy and tolerance, encouraging dialogue and debate, empowerment and inclusivity, and preserving freedom of expression. It ensures the preservation of democratic values and prepares individuals to actively participate in a diverse and ever-evolving society. Banning books limits the freedom of expression, a cornerstone of democracy. When certain viewpoints or ideas are suppressed, it restricts individuals' rights to access information and express diverse opinions. It establishes a precedent for censoring or silencing voices that may challenge prevailing norms of authority, stifling free speech. In educational settings, book banning limits students' access to comprehensive and diverse range of materials. It inhibits their exposure to different viewpoints, hindering their ability to develop critical thinking skills and engage in informed discussions about complex societal issues. Book banning limits exposure to diverse perspectives and ideas. When certain books are removed from curriculum, individuals are deprived of the opportunity to engage with differing viewpoints, critically analyze information, and develop informed opinions. This impedes critical thinking by narrowing the range of information available for consideration. Diversity refers to the presence of a wide range of human characteristics, experiences, and identities within a community or society. It encompasses various dimensions, including, but not limited to, race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, religion, culture, abilities, and perspectives. Social justice, on the other hand, pertains to fairness, equality, and the pursuit of equal rights and opportunities for all individuals, addressing systematic inequalities and striving for equity in society. Diverse perspectives and social justice themes in literature play a pivotal role in promoting understanding and empathy for several compelling reasons. These reasons are exposure of varied experiences, development of empathy, and promoting inclusivity and representation. There are many reasons why the book 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher have been challenged. There are concerns about graphic content such as suicide and sexual assault. There is a perceived glorification of suicide from the book, and there's concern whether the book is age appropriate. Arguments against banning this book are facilitating important discussions, reflecting realities faced by youth, and encouraging critical thinking skills. Arguments for banning this book include the graphic content such as suicide, the glorification of suicide, and it possibly leading to young children acting on it, and there is a lack of proper guidelines and support to help not only students but teachers as well. Addressing potentially controversial or sensitive content in education without resorting to banning involves employing strategies that foster responsible engagement, critical thinking, and thoughtful discussion. Contextualization and framing provide context before engaging with sensitive material, discuss the themes, context, and purpose of the content to prepare students for what they'll encounter. Then explain why it's being included, highlighting its relevance and the learning objectives. We should also have parental involvement and communication. Communicate with parents and guardians about the content being covered, explain the educational value of material, address concerns, and invite their input. Collaboration with parents helps create a shared understanding and allows for supportive homeschool partnership. By employing these strategies, educators can address potentially controversial or sensitive content in a responsible and constructive manner. Educators also play a crucial role in facilitating open discussions about challenging topics, acting as guides, facilitators, and mentors in the following ways. We can create safe and inclusive spaces, we need to set the ground rules and expectations. We should establish clear guidelines for discussions, setting rules that promote respectful dialogue, active listening, and empathy. These guidelines ensure that discussions remain constructive and considerate of diverse viewpoints. We also face significant responsibilities and challenges when selecting and teaching books that respect diverse voices while encouraging critical engagement. Some of these responsibilities are promoting diversity, creating safe spaces, and having control over navigating sensitive topics. Some of our challenges are balancing perspectives, addressing limitations and constraints, and also navigating sensitivities and controversies. Banned books in education within a democracy are complex. They spark important conversations, teaching us how to handle sensitive topics with care. Embracing diverse voices is vital for shaping informed and empathetic citizens. As educators, it's our duty to create a safe space for exploring tough ideas, helping students understand the world around them with empathy and critical thinking.